Hello everyone. It's James again. And before I start today's video, I just want to quickly say, all work in this video contains 100% original content of and by myself James Smith, otherwise known as Bgood 4000, and was uniquely created with NAWMAL software, by myself James Smith. As I purchased commercial rights from NAWMAL to produce my unique and original video with this software. Commentary is uniquely my own thoughts, feelings, and expressions. Now that I have that out of the way, I do hope your day is going fantastic. And your journey to self-betterment is going better than fantastic. Today, I wanted to talk about something very important. And that's the influence and almost control the narcissists have over many things in everyday life. One of such things appears to be the romantic relationship. Dating, marriage, having a family, so forth and so on. And it all started off with a little step here and a little step there. You see, narcissists oftentimes do things over great lengths of time, which is the easiest way to get done what it is they want to get done. You see, narcissists know how to get people hooked. They play the victim and they turn the person that really is trying to do good into the bad person in the situation. And they over time get this person to relax a bit or give up this or that. And then they reel things back in when they feel like they may have overstepped their bounds. The problem is a lot of people don't discard these individuals or their way of lives out of their own lives. And that leaves the narcissist to hang around to wait for a time to act up again and gain more ground. I liken them to possibly a shark. It might bite its prey near the beach, and then drag it out away from the beach, and then bite it again, and then drag it out further. So for one, its prey doesn't pose a threat and has minimal chance at hurting this shark. And two, so it can have a better chance of success. Because maybe it might bite its prey near the beach, and then try to take its time to dine right there. Other competitors might come along and ruin what is happening. Or some brave sea lions might rush in to save their buddy. With that said, the shark, though is fierce, has developed ways of hunting that allows it to not get hurt, just like the narcissist. They ruin people's lives without taking the blame. And the shark also understands that getting its prey isolated and away from others to help is another great tool to use. Narcissists, same thing. And those sharks might explode with one big bite. They will then take their time and swim around its prey for a while and then possibly drag it out further to sea and bite it again. And then swim around it again for a little while. So it takes its time. Most narcissists that are covered, or at least clever, though they might show who they are in this instance and that instance, they will pull back and then show you their fake good side again, hoping it will allow them more time in your life to drag you out into deeper water, metaphorically speaking, so they can strike again and again. And then there will be not much you can do about it. Well, what amazes me every day is the hold narcissists have gotten and get all the time on the normal one-on-one romantic relationships, changing the rules and dynamics and making it just like the scared sea lions afraid to get into the water because there are sharks circling near the beach. People have now become afraid to talk to one another and engage in trying to form a lasting relationship. And it all started with steps. And one of those first steps was to throw traps and temptations into people's lives that were trying to have a possible happy relationship. Oh, you haven't lived until you've tried this, or you haven't lived until you've tried that. Oh, you've only been with one person. How do you know that you really love this person then when you haven't had a chance to explore and see what it's like to be with someone else? Maybe there might be someone out there that you might be a better fit with. And on and on and on. And before you know it, divorces started to skyrocket. Cheating in so-called dating relationships started to skyrocket. And then we have family court and divorce court. You see, though in the 40s and 50s divorces did happen and cheating did happen, and so did narcissism. We have to call it for what it is. But divorces happened a lot less, not just because of the laws, but because people by and large met when they were really young. They grew up together. They became each other's best friends. I've talked about before, I've watched videos of older couples that have been together for almost 60 years. And they look at each other like they were still 20 years old. Young and in love. They talk about how pretty and handsome they were and how pretty and handsome they think their spouse still is. It's because there wasn't as many people in their ear telling them, hey, you need to experience other people and date and date and date until you have no feeling and no way to bond with another human being again. No. They didn't have that. But what they had was television shows and movies that not always but by and large told them that the road they were going down was good and right. And when you see these elder people together, holding hands, smiling and enjoying life together, you really can see they did it right. Remember that first spark you got when you kissed someone for the first time and they kissed you? Even if they were a narcissist or not. Because likely it was real for you. Remember that tingle over your brain when it happened. These seniors that are still together, a great many of them have it still. They talk about each other with class and love. How when they looked across the room they never seen someone as handsome as this person that was soon to be their mate in life was that day. But then something happened in society. And it was the marketing of divorce. Of dating many people until you have emotional issues. But they don't tell you that in the marketing. And it was a slow gradual process. So much so people ignored what was happening and what was going on. And even some would say, well, I see some good points there. Because that's how narcissists package things. They take the truth and bend it with a lie. Or they take a lie and put a dash of truth on top so it passes on through. Has anyone asked themselves how much money this marketing of the breakup of the family and relationships has raked in over the years? I bet the number would be staggering. Just staggering. But even worse. It just keeps going and going. To the point. Most people that will get married will break up. A good amount of people that have a family with someone, regardless if they are married or not, will end up in family court in some form or another. And now more rules are coming out by the day on how you can have a relationship with someone. So much so you feel like you need a lawyer to represent you just to have an innocent conversation with someone. And no one is saying, hey, this has gone too far now. But sadly no one has done that throughout what we've seen over the years. Yes. Sure. There are some people that speak out. But their words are squashed down and not heard. As I've talked about before. Can you imagine what would happen if they made family court and divorce court less about money and more about the family? Meaning, everyone had to pull their own weight and there was no more so-called big winners like hitting the lottery. And it was taken seriously to where we looked at it and said, relationships and the end of them have a price tag sadly in today's world. And they are being used like lottery tickets. And the family that is created suffers and will bring that pain to the next generation. The sea lions would then feel a bit more safe to get in the water near the beach for a swim. The problem is now. The word has gotten out. That hey, that beach has a ton of sea lions that love to swim with rules that favor the sharks. And now there is nothing but sharks swimming around in a big circle just waiting. I agree we must have rules. But the rules shouldn't be a winner-take-all and rules that make the average person afraid to talk to another person. Because all that will do is further drive isolation and the lack of human connection. Family and love. Look. We've come very far. Though we have a long way to go with in regards to getting information out there regarding narcissism. But it seems we are taking several steps back where narcissists have now written the rules on how relationships, families and the end of such relationships are supposed to happen. And we all know what happens when the narcissist writes the rules for something. They don't follow the rules. And they are constantly changing the rules they set to benefit themselves and put you in a bad situation. Something to think about. Either people are going to say this isn't right and work for a change. Or they will stop swimming out there in the sea of life, metaphorically speaking. With that said, I would like to know what you think. Please leave your comments in the comments section below. I do thank you all for your support. With that said, I do hope your day is blessed. And until next time, bye for now. And be good to yourself.